That's the most frequent question that I get, and it's really hard to say because it differs. But you know, we have a barbecue skewer that we always. I mean, I know how to cook it now without having to check, but I always check because, you know, I don't want any.
You put it in until it's like you can fit it in all the way.
But we actually pressure cook. We have big pressure cookers that we can do like 100 pounds at a time, and we have small pressure cookers as well. That to me is the best way because you're still keeping a lot of nutrients in. Boiling it makes the kalo kind of soft, and you lose a lot of nutrient, you know.
So at home you could
steaming would be good too. Yeah, steaming takes a long time. If you were gonna grow kalo and do this on a regular basis, I would invest in a cheap pressure cooker because you'll be saving time, gas, and it's super quick. Something like this only took about maybe half an hour to cook. You boiled it, hour and a half. Steamed it, hour and a half or longer. Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Sorry.
What's up? It looks like purple pizza dough.
Pizza dough, huh?
Yeah.
I get all kind of comments. Yeah, all kind of.
It looks like purple pizza dough.
Yeah. It looks on. So this stage.
Sure does.
This stage here is called pa ku'i. And pa ku'i is a stage where you're just, you know, got all the major lumps and kind of stuff out, and now you're going, you know, you're, as one of my uncles would say, you would ku'i with a purpose. So you're looking for any of the smaller pu'u's, and then when you get to the po'opoha stage, which then you create a rhythm, and we'll get to that stage and you'll see how that goes. But at this stage, you're still trying to find the pu'u's, getting out the lumps. Then it starts to get really sticky at this stage again, and our kupuna would also knead it at the end, which you'll see it's called pupele. And so just like, you know, my dad's always kneading bread when he's making his breads and stuff like that, it's basically the same process in the end when you're kneading. And you can hear that noise when I lift up. That's what you want to hear. That means your kalo, that clicking, that means you have good ulika. And ulika in Hawaiian means like gumminess, you know, when you chew bubble gum, and you know when you first start chewing bubble gum and you have that gummy feel. That's what you want to hear, and that's when you know you're close to the stage when you can start to create a nice rhythm. This thing. So take it off from your board, a bit together. So the process is you know, of preparing food. Just like today, our kupuna were very clean. It was very important. Obviously, your hands are clean and stuff like that. But keeping your board, you know, presentation for Hawaiians actually was really important, and especially in the process of making traditional foods. Today, poi obviously is, you know, a lot of people tell you it's hard to find, or it's, you know, it's expensive and stuff like that. But more so, it's the way that we I don't want to say treat poi, but the way that we look at it. When you go to a luau, when you're in line, where are you usually finding the poi? At the beginning or the end? Usually at the end. And it's usually in a little cup, yeah? About that big. For our kupuna, poi, the reason why it was so significant, yes, it was a staple, you know, and you know, say that, but this was the main dish. Everything else accompanied, you know, poi and pa'iai. So if you were to go down line in the past, pa'iai would be, or poi would be the first thing that you would get. And if you didn't have anything else, that's perfectly fine. As long as you had pa'iai, you could survive. It's healthy food. Okay, now, this stage, ho'opoha, this is when you see old videos or old photographs of kupuna pounding. This is that stage when you get to really have some fun. And you get a little wet doing it too, but that's okay, because That's the process. I get kids like, oh, uncle, you spray me with water. And I said, no, that's what it's for. When you're not paying attention, I shoot you with water like that. But, so this stage, you want to create a nice rhythm. So it's usually about 3 or 4 ku'is like this. Left hand in there, slap. So this slapping with the left hand on the mole is just to keep it nice and moist.
Men and women.
Good question. Women did pound poi. That is a fact. Now, a lot of people may not recognize that, but in the years of research that we've been doing, come to find out, we've been finding a lot of small poi pounders. And if we know the average Hawaiian is about 6 feet, and their hands were huge, small poi pounders probably wasn't for them. So we know that women at times did ku'i. And when they did, it might have been for many different reasons. Maybe they did it in hiding. Well, we know that from different stories. But also, they didn't have a kane, or their husband passed away, or, you know, for whatever reason. Or, yeah. So women did, it probably wasn't common practice, but they did ku'i.
That's a workout.
And the shower.
Yeah.
It's like a song.
Well, you imagine back in the day, this would have been
It's kind of like drums.
happening all over the place, and you had the people making the pa'iai, and you have the women pounding the kapa.
That's what I was just thinking of.
You know, the sounds of what villages probably were like in the past. And this is pa'iai. That's it. And if you want to stretch it in kupele, this is when you get both hands wet, and you can mix it in like that. You can knead it in. You want to stretch it a little bit more. Like that. And as we always say, you know, delivery, or whatever, I forget what we say to our kids. Yeah, well, for presentation, but we always take the pa'iai around and make sure that everybody gets a chance to try. Actually, maybe I'll put this on the side and everybody can have a chance to eat. Then we can eat. How about that? Or do you really want to try now?
Now.
You want to try now?
Now.
All right. Actually, let's wait. More easy, because then Uncle doesn't have to get up and sit back down. Uncle's young, but not that young. Okay, we'll put that over here. Okay. So I'll start this real quick, and then I'm gonna have you guys come and give it a try.
So you pound it to kind of break it?
I'm sorry?
So you kind of pound it to break it?
Yep. Use the cut at the edge just to break it down like that. It's a very lengthy process. That's probably why a lot of people don't do this anymore. It's easier to run it through a grinder than to pound it. But you know, there's something about hand pounded poi that pa'iai just
Makes it better.
yeah. It just is. And we do both. We do this for home consumption or friends or you know, for educational, but we also grind. If someone says, "Oh, I need 100 pounds of kalo," unless I'm marrying into their family, there's not gonna be no pounding of 100 pounds. We were up to like 3 in the morning the night before my wedding. That didn't make my wife all that happy. But then again, she wasn't around, so I don't know why. She's like, "You guys spent too much time making a poi," but I said, "That's part of it." I said, "You wanted the wedding at a fancy place, so the least you could do is make the poi, because the rest we couldn't do."
So did you guys see Maui Time last year when they did their wedding issue?
That was a surprise.
That's his wife on that cover. It was last year's bridal
yeah.
issue, and she's beautiful. She has like a peacock feather in her hair.
Yes.
That's just her profile.
Our theme was peacocks.
I
My
like
choice.
peacocks. I like peacocks.
All we were missing was the bird, but trust me, we had enough feathers going around. We must have plucked the number of birds for that wedding.